Hello everyone, welcome back to Starkey Farmstead. So I was not planning on making a video, but life presents opportunities. And today alone, it is 101 degrees temperature. With the heat index where I live, it is 108 degrees. See my shirt? This is just walking out here to make the video. The humidity is like 70%. It is tremendously hot right now, and it is like a different kind of heat. You can feel it. I wanted to talk to you really quick about the difference between artificial shade and deep shade, okay? Artificial shade is a building or a shade cloth or cardboard or whatever you're using, a roof, to stop the sun from hitting your animals directly and to provide them some shade. Deep shade is what I am standing in. It is where it's shaded all the time, and it is provided by a permanent fixture like a tree. Okay, a really good area for deep shade are woods. And the reason why you need to understand the difference is, and this is very important, where I'm standing is probably no hotter than 88 degrees. I don't have a temperature gauge right here, a thermometer, but I can tell you it's probably no hotter than 88 degrees in this deep shade. Okay, walk right here, it's 101 degrees, all right, without the heat index. The reason I'm pointing this out to you is I want you to notice something about my rabbits. Okay, do you see the ears? For a rabbit, that is how they lower their body temperature, okay? So yes, it is rapid breathing, its ears are up, but it's not horrible, it's just being still, and that's how they need to be, okay? This is actually okay. Right now there's a breeze blowing. You can see the white tarp moving back there. So it's relatively cool where I'm standing right this minute. So these rabbits are not in distress, okay? Because they're in deep shade. And there's a reason. So please hang in and watch this video because it's gonna shock you what I'm fixing to show you. Now, I want you to see the chickens. Our chicken coop is always in deep shade. You can tell. Look, there's no kind of shade cloth on top of this. The only place that we have a tarp on the chicken coops right above roosting poles, and that's for rain. Okay, look. None of my chickens are in distress. I want you to, really, guys, you're going to have to hang in. You're going to have to watch this whole video to understand what I'm trying to tell you. Everybody looks great. They're eating, they're grazing, they're digging, they're working in the compost area. Nobody's lethargic. Nobody's like crashed out on the ground. Nobody's seriously in trouble, all right? Because this is deep shade. It is provided by a lot of tree coverage. It is deep shade all the time. They get shade from that tree. They get shade from this tree. And then this area over here blocks the sun from this angle. All right, guys, so notice this coop. These chickens are in what we call deep shade. They're on the part of my property where they're totally shaded by these trees. The only sunlight they get, direct sunlight, is early in the morning, okay? They're too little to lay eggs, so it's not going to affect their egg laying. These guys are in deep shade, all right? No fans. Nobody's having heat stroke. It is 2:15 in the afternoon, the hottest part of the day here in Southeast Louisiana at this time of year in June. And these guys look great. Okay, guys, here it is. What you see behind me is what I call temporary shade. It's like shade cloth. It's a building that we built to provide a safe enclosure for the rabbitry and to provide them shade. Now, there are trees behind it. So the only time of the day that this area gets really hot is right now at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I just checked the thermometer on the wall in there. It's 100 degrees. There are 2 large fans blowing on these rabbits. I mean, blowing on them, and I'm talking big fans, not little bitty ones. I'm talking like $400 fans blowing on these rabbits, and I've already lost one to heat stroke. This is not adequate shelter, and I'm saying that because it's mine. And if I can say that about mine, I can tell you the truth about yours. If you've got your animals in a chicken tractor or a rabbit tractor or a built enclosure out in the open like that, where there is no tree cover, no shade at all, you're going to lose your animals to heat, and there's not much you can do. I'm not judging you. We built this, we didn't get it far enough in the trees. We thought it was going to have enough deep shade to help. It's not. So on the backside, we're building it out to get it closer to the trees where the temperature is literally 20 degrees cooler. Because look, I mean, I just walked out here. Look at the sweat rolling off of me. This is no joke, guys. This is serious. You cannot leave your animals, not your rabbits, not your chickens, not your guineas, not your quails, not your dogs, not your cows, your goats, your sheep, out in a field with no tree coverage, okay? And if you don't, like I said, it's not your fault. Your property is the way it is. If you do not have, like Mother Oak behind me, an area that provides deep shade, my God, it feels so good where I'm standing. Deep shade for your animals, and you have to build them an enclosure. You've got to get it up against something where there is some shade, like the side of a building or the side of your house where there is permanent, permanent shade there. So you can literally see where we're going to be building this way, back towards this tree coverage. Where I'm standing is deep shade, but we put it a little too far out of the tree coverage, and it's a permanent building. Our bad, but it's not the rabbit's fault. And now we have to do everything that we can to help these guys. When you're looking to purchase land, to homestead or farmstead, look for land that comes with some trees, guys. That is, to me, more important than even location. Like, how far are you from a city? Is how much actual tree coverage and deep shade do you have on your property if you're going to have livestock? Because it does make a difference. It really does. And it's heartbreaking. I lost my favorite buck to the heat. Now these guys are all facing where the deep shade is, but the difference is these guys are panting, and you can hear the fans blowing behind me. We never turn them off, not even at night, because I'm trying to get it so much cooler at night so that it doesn't heat up quite as fast. These are pretty high ceilings. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like, we built it well. It's got good airflow. It's got the shade trees right here, but they're not quite big enough to make it over the roof. And it does make a difference. So I hope that this video helps you understand the difference between deep shade and temporary shade. Again, here I go stepping in deep shade, and just, it's tremendously different, guys. I mean, it really is. And you're gonna have to make the changes. I know that you're hearing a lot of people on Facebook and YouTube telling you that putting up a shade cloth is gonna be enough. Here's the problem with shade cloth. The thicker the shade cloth, the more airflow that it blocks. So right now there's a gentle breeze blowing over me, and it feels amazing because of the amount of sweat that's all over me. So it's going to help cool my body temperature down. But if you put shade cloth all the way around me right now and boxed me in to that oppressive hot air, I would probably die faster. So you need to think through those things. If your animals are in that much distress, you're going to have to rethink your systems. If that means you spend your weekend rebuilding coops and rabbitries, then that's what you're going to have to do, because we just rebuilt the chicken coops. If you didn't see that video, go back and look at it. And I basically said this is a life or death situation. It is a life or death situation with our small bitty chicks. I did not like the coop they were in. It was a temporary coop, but at the time they were basically almost having heat stroke. So we fixed all of that. You saw the video just now of how happy they all look, how good they all look. And now we're going to have to tackle the rabbitry problem. I mean, there's not much more I can do. I know a lot of people are gonna say, yeah, you can. You can go in and put ice cold bottles of water. I run a 2-acre farmstead, all right? I don't just have a couple of rabbits for pets. I have a lot of rabbits. I don't have the time every single day to bring out ice cold water bottles and big slabs of marble that I've kept cold for them. Like, that's okay if you've got a few animals, but the more animals they get, the harder it is to, you know, accommodate. And I hate to say it, I mean, that is the brutal truth. The harder it is to accommodate. So building it correctly the first time is so stinking important, okay? So God bless all of you. I pray over your animals like I do mine. It's heartbreaking when you lose one to heat stroke. But guys, don't get down on yourself. Don't get ugly with other people. Be supportive. Give them actual ways they can fix the problem rather than, you know, tearing people down when they say, hey, I'm losing my chickens to heat stroke. Just don't be that person, you know, don't be that negative person. There's enough negativity in the world. Like, let's help each other because it's a serious thing. Like, I make a lot of money off my rabbits. I love them. I eat them, but I still love them. And so I want them to have the best life they can have. And right now I'm having a problem with my rabbitry. So now we're going to fix that. So God bless you. Thank you for rowing in our boat. Thank you for letting us row in yours. Thank you for watching these videos. Put in the comments if you're having the same problems with the excessive heat this year. Tell us how you're supporting your animals, you know, have their best life. And remember, please don't leave your dogs in direct sun either. So thank you for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.